All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Urban Economic Empowerment Show. We got something a little different on this evening, but y'all already know how it is. It's all good with the economics when they teaching you how to do something that works for you. So I need you guys to make sure you hit that like button, definitely subscribe, and make sure you click the notification so when we go live, you go live. Okay, so I have a guest on this evening that I'm going to be interviewing. You guys probably seen him before on the Dagger Squad when I was doing my 60-day challenge. He came in and spoke in reference to health, has a wealth of knowledge in that. Hey, guess what? I've lost 45 pounds since then.
Awesome.
I, I do my best to keep you guys' advice, keep everything working. I'm almost mobile. Well, I am mobile really. I can walk a little bit, but I still have a little pain in some areas. So I have to work on some things. As you can see, the skin is looking flawless or whatnot. So that means I'm doing some great things. Ujao always told me, you know what, you can tell if somebody has a good eating regimen by their skin. So I'm doing a really good job on my nutrition. So everybody, I want to introduce to you all. Well, not yet. Say hi to Brandon. Brandon's on the panel as well. He's gonna be in the cut. May ask, excuse me, ask a question or two. Um, but I want to introduce to everybody based on their Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Just us. Tell us, listen, tell us now. Many people don't know who you are. Make sure you tell us who you are. Make sure you tell us about your social media channels because you do lives as well. And also go into a little introductory real quick of why you wanted to do this particular type of live because a, you are very very powerful and inspirational and you have a lot of knowledge. But this particular topic, we want to know why you chose this one to go in. So I'm going to put the screen on you again. Everybody, want to remind you, you listen to Urban Economic Empowerment Show, and I'm going to be interviewing just us on this evening. Don't forget, we're live streaming on Monica Lamb YouTube channel as well as Dagger Squad University. Make sure you go over to Monica Lamb and subscribe. So again, let me introduce my guest, just us.
All right. Definitely appreciate it, Ms. Monique, for having this opportunity to be on the platform. To give some people some knowledge that they, may know, add on to it, and they just might not know. Definitely, I do have several channels that I do host on. One is Jesus TV 33, but you got to really put it as Jesus TV 33. Sports near you. Something I also do. I'll be doing on sports as well. And this here is called Extend Your Car Life. Extend your car life where maintenance is better than repair. And definitely, I decided to do this here, this platform, because I am a certified mechanic and I've been doing this for 20 years. And I've seen a lot of people being put in positions that they just should not be put in. Whether they have a position where accident happened because of lack of maintenance and they just did not know better or they did not have the knowledge on how to go about maintaining their car properly and or just have probably lack of funds and not knowing which part to repair over the other part, which is very important. That way they will not be injured on the road or just being taken for. Some people get robbed, some people lose their money just going to certain shops they're just not familiar with. So I definitely try to help those to be in the right direction with their vehicle so that way they could be able to be not taken for, be more educated, be more knowledgeable on making the right decisions. So,
My bad. I was sharing. I was sharing.
oh, okay. I didn't know what you was doing.
I was sharing the show. My bad.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, you know what? You said a mouthful when you say some people just don't know what to do with their vehicle. Hold on. Let me hold up. Okay. Some people don't know what to do do with their vehicle. I'm probably one of those people. Now I know the basic. Oh, let me put it on the gallery screen. Now I kind of know the basic, of get your oil, he got the oil change, they give you a little sticker, they tell you when to go, right?
Right.
um I also know, so before I get on the road, right, I take my car, my little SUV, to the auto zone, and I let them do all the free checks. And the only reason I know about that is because of military, because we had to do PMCS on our vehicles. So
Mm.
I know to check the battery, the water, check the little cable
Right.
deal, um, check the fluids, right?
Right.
Now, what kind of throw me a little bit, because some of the new cars, a lot of stuff is electric. And the tires, check the tires, tire pressure. So before I get on the road, I check that. Well, I let them check it. I know how to check it though. I do know how to check it. I do know how to check for things. Um, my biggest issue. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. If I use, let's say the what y'all guys learn in the military, we call it preventive maintenance. And I do have a book as well that I put together on that give you a guideline how to go about checking certain things and things to look out for. We go to extendyourcarlife.com. The book is called How to Extend Your Car Life. Definitely, I think it's a very good book for those who just want to understand maintenance a little better and the importance of maintenance because it is safety. Like, my heart is in it because, we got kids and we don't want to go out there in a way that, hey, I'm just going to get from point A to point B. Hopefully it works that way. We all want to be safe, but the goal is, what are you doing to maintain that safety? That's the goal. We have to maintain it, just like we have a body and we need to drink certain things, eat certain food. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but we have to maintain our body. The car is like your second body. So you jump in your car pretty much every day if you're driving to go where you need to go. So let's not take it for granted on our safety because we got kids.
Yes. Yes. You know, okay, let's start. Okay, so we're talking about extending our car life. Um, when what would you say? Okay, so most people kind of know the basic uh responsibility on a vehicle, which is what I kind of named the R change. And that's because the company gives you that sticker that had to either tells you the mileage or the months, right? Am I right? Or the
Well,
date.
yeah,
The
both.
date. The mileage or the date,
Right.
right? And so if you want, you kind of stay in compliance with that. But what are some other areas on a vehicle that are just as important that you don't get a reminder for, that you just kind of, either you have to have a personal reminder, or kind of be proficient or at least familiar with vehicles?
Well, again, I'm going to go back to the book that I have called How to Extend Your Car Life, that you can go to extendyourcarlife.com, that I do have, you
That's your
know,
website?
yeah,
Okay,
extendyourcarlife.com,
okay, go ahead, keep talking, I'm gonna go
where
to it.
you can definitely get multiple things that you could look at on how to go about maintaining your vehicle. Now, you did mention the tires, which is very important, and technically is not really a reminder for it. But I mean, we all have the tire light. We have the modern cars with the shows the sensor for the tire light, and the car itself kind of say, hey, the left side is low, or just the tire pressure comes on to let you know that is low. So that's very important as far as having the right amount of pressure inside the tire, because if the tire is undeflated, the edges will wear off. Now you have a premature wear tire. If it's over deflated, the center will wear off. Now you have almost like an egg-shaped tire, which is deformed. You definitely want to wear the tire evenly across the board, so that way you have more of the wear of the tire. Of course, you're saving money at the same time, and also deals with gas as well too. Because the more you could grip the road with the tire, the more the efficient you are driving towards your destination with the gas saving, your gas mileage.
Um, Say that one more time about the tire, the egg, the first part you said.
I was saying with the tire, if it's under, say, okay, we have a on the driver's door. Normally, it's a sticker there when you open up the door, and it will show if you are
Yeah,
at 35 psi
exactly.
or some say 33, depends on what type of vehicle you have. If you under deflated in that, then the edge will start wearing on it because you're under deflated, or you're over, then it will turn into almost like an egg shape because the middle part pokes a little more because there's too much pressure. So now you see the center of the tire wearing more than the outside of the tire versus wearing straight across as it should, according to the door sticker showing you how much your tire pressure should be.
Okay, so let me ask you. We on the tires. So sometimes, so why does sometimes like based on the weather or the time of the year, like the tire may go down,
Right.
deflate.
Right. So when it's hot, as definitely it's hot around this time. So now the heat it expands and a lot of the air escape because the tire flex while you drive. And just you driving yourself, it expands as well too. So around this time, especially during the summer, a lot of times you'll see a lot of air you'll lose, which is normal because the tire is meant, it's rubber, it's meant to flex up and down, deflate, increase, and when it gets cold, or a decrease in temperature, so it expands, it loses some of the air when it gets hot. So definitely always have to check your tire pressure because it's very common that you will definitely be losing some air. But you do not want to go check it without the actual gauge, meaning that you know how much you put inside it. I mean, it's good to have the air in the tire because you don't want to run on a flat tire. Because if the tire is definitely too low, besides damaging the side of the tire, you also could damage the wall of the tire, which when you start damaging that, it eats up the tire, the rubber inside it. Now it gets weak and you could definitely have a blowout, which now you have a real, big safety issue there.
Yeah, because yeah, that happened
Hey,
to me.
I,
And,
I got a witness here.
yes, me. Me, definitely. Wait, what? Oh, you got to get up out of here. Sorry. Bam. Y'all tripping. Okay. So so I had how long, let me stay on the tires. How long can a vehicle sit how long can a vehicle sit with tires before they are you shouldn't be driving that vehicle? And how long can, like, you know how some people, especially guys, they go and they buy rims and they take off their tires and they want to put them away.
Mhm.
How long will those tires last, whether they're wrapped in plastic or something or not? How long?
Well, every tire that is manufactured have a code that tells the year on it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's 2005, 2010, 2015. Normally, when we hit like around industry standard 5 years and older, you should not really ride on those tires. Not saying that people don't. Of course, they still do, but it's considered now as a safety factor because it get dry rotted. When it get dry rotted, it start to crack. When it start to crack, of course, you have a higher chance of a blow up.
Right. Because my truck said it wasn't quite 5 years, but it showed. Listen, nobody told me that, and I was waiting for it to the change the transmission, and by the time they did it, it took them. I don't know why it took so long. Um, I don't know,
And then
six
next
months or
thing
something.
I'll mention that's important. Whenever you buy new tires,
Mm-hmm.
it's not true. I mean, you still could look at it from a used tire, but used tires kind of differently because you kind of get what you could get when it's used tire. When you buy new tires, because you're spending your money for something new, always look at the DOT that it's going to show you have to actually look at the tire really good because it's kind of dark, so you got to really look at the tire and you'll see the year on it. Now, if you do not have knowledge of doing that or the ability to do that, the person at the place who's selling you the tire, ask them, hey, what's the year of the tire? Because
Oh,
if we in 2021, you don't want to be sold a 2018 tire
yeah,
because it may still be within a year, but how much more years you got on it? You want to get sell a 2021 tire. That's what you're paying for.
You
Now,
know
of
what?
course, they're not going to look at that or look old for you because they try and get rid of the old stock.
I didn't, I never thought about, I definitely did not know that or thought about it. And now I know, like, I'll purchase a tire and be like, man, I just bought that tire. And, I got an issue. Like, I shouldn't have this issue.
Right,
Um, what about, I guess they're called slow leaks when your tire, when the air just kind of slowly goes down for no reason at all. I
right.
mean, it probably has
Um,
a reason, but I'm saying, like, sometimes, like, so I don't know, will tell me what I might be doing wrong, because sometimes my tire, I'm like, why this tire, the air is low? I don't understand what's going on.
right. Normally, when you have, well, before you go there, when I say the DOT, that's down for the Department of Transportation.
Right.
That definitely is out there to keep, us safe as drivers. And now, for what you were saying with the slow leaks, normally it's a nail. Like you may have a nail in the tire, some type of item that puncture the tire, or you can have a valve stem. We have rubber valve stems that if you say you did some tire changing and they never change with the valve stem, very important. Whenever you get new tires or used tires, you should look forward to getting your valve stem changed because if it sit there too long, again, over a period of time, 5 years or more, it also get dry rotted. When it get dry rotted, it start to crack, and because it's now not sealing the way it should be on a tire, it starts to leak. And that could be a very hard find sometimes when people trying to fix a tire. But I mean, those are professionals like me, they should be able to find that slow leak. But that definitely can cause a leak. And again, I say you have a puncture on it, or something it don't even be a slow leak. It just be over a period of time. You just never took the time to check the tires and it expanding and contracting and the air just being lost just naturally.
So, all right. So I used to have a favorite brand. However, I'm unable to get that brand like I used. So I used to love the Trailblazer tire, and only because when I had my Pathfinder, they had Trailblazers on them, and I thought those tires were awesome. I just thought they were durable, and I thought that they lasted a while. And I'm not a rough driver, but I drive a lot. And I thought that those tires gave me my money's worth. And ever since, I have not had a Pathfinder, and I had a Toyota Camry, and now I got a GMC Terrain. And I'm like, almost every year I have to buy tires. I'm like, what? These things are horrible. So, what is a good brand?
Well, now when you say every year you have to buy a tire, some of them is not really the brand of the tire.
Is the use?
So the thing is this that you have something called a suspension. So I'm ASC certified, right? And these stuff. So when I'm talking on, I have my certification inside of it. So this is not something I'm just coming out the blue. Actually, I'm certified in this stuff. So your tire deals with the suspension as well. There's something called a tie
Okay.
rod that's in the front suspension. There's
Yeah.
shock in the front suspension. So all these things can actually bring wear and tear on the tire as well. Besides the air pressure I talked about earlier, being overinflated or underinflated wearing the tire prematurely. So now if you have a tie rod that has play in it, because it should be front, but if you have a tie rod that has play inside it, you definitely gonna have some issues because it's going
What you
to
said, clay or play?
play.
Oh, what that mean?
Play like you know what, I'm sorry, I'm talking mechanic term. So it has it's loose. It's moving, like it's shaking the way. Okay, so to explain it better, what we do, we lift the car.
Mm-hmm.
When we lift up the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
you grab one tire, right, and you turn the left tire, the right tire should turn at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you turn the left tire and it's moving like this and the right tire does not move, there's an issue there. And with the tie rod, because the other tire now is not moving it along with it because it's not all together. One is more loose, like it's almost like you left a nut loose or something, and it's not tightened. and that definitely could prematurely wear your tire out. So it may not just be the brand of the tire; it could be the actual suspension costing. If you need me to explain it more, you can always ask me
I
to
got it.
break it down more. I'm always
I
open to
got
go
it.
further with
I'm
it.
I'm pretty savvy. Hold on. It's we gotta put a pin in that right there. It is stash party time for those of you who have stash. Don't forget free stock. Bam. Go and make sure you claim it. For this. You got stash, just us? You need to make sure you get
No.
stash.
Yeah, look at that.
Free stock. Bam. Put a pin in it. All right. I got my stash. All right, bam. Back to the regular scheduled program after we make our money, of course. Oh my God. Hey, listen, for those of you who out there in the chat and you're acting ignorant, I ain't gonna blast you out here because Garfield will get me. Just find somewhere else to go. There's no silliness going on the Wednesday evenings. We're talking about building our community, empowering our community, and tonight we're talking about extending our car life. Okay, so obviously you don't have a car or you don't have anything to offer us, so go find you somewhere to go. And I am about to block you. Bam. Peace in the Middle East. See ya. And I wouldn't want to be ya. And I'll tell Garfield I blocked you. Bye. Thank you. All right, Justice. Hey, listen, you guys just tuning in. Make sure you like and you subscribe to the show. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Tonight, we are talking about the maintenance of our vehicle. So, if you don't want to be here, it would benefit us more if you just walk away because I will block you. And I don't even block people, but you're going to get blocked tonight. Okay? Because we don't have all that negativity on Urban Economic Empowerment Show. All right? All right. So I think I've learned enough about the tires. You've done a good job. And I'm definitely gonna go out there and look at mine because the questions I'm asking, I need to know. Um for one, my tire is low. I have a tire that's low right now, and you just scared me by the whole ball thing and the thing wobbling. Yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. And I the weather, I was really curious about the whole weather deal because my I noticed that happens a lot. All right, so let's move on to another area of the vehicle. Someone that said let's talk about the battery. What is this a myth? What I'm getting ready to say, or this is true? If you take Coke and put it on the battery post, it will clear the corrosion.
Well, I've done it myself, so it's true.
Okay, okay,
Done it
okay.
myself. And the thing is, that to show you what some people put in their body. Because if it's doing it to the car battery, what is doing it to you?
Oh my.
Again, I want to get into the help because I could go there, but it's something that actually works, and I've done it just to try it out because I've heard it too, and I actually seen it work. I've actually seen it work.
Yes. What
So
are
I
some okay, but so besides Coke, what is it another safe way to clean your battery post?
well, they help the solution for it that
Oh,
that you spray on it, and it eats it up just like the Coke does. Of course, the Coke is more like liquidy, like it's more like a liquid because it's just like almost like water and soda, together. But that solution is more of a form, and it like bubbles and such, and then it breaks down, all the buildup of the acid that's coming out of the battery cells onto the post. And then after you clean it up, you get a little brush and you clean it up. Then they also have a body protection that you spray on is like a red color coating, so that way it could protect it from if any more of that acidic acid comes up onto the battery from out the cells. That way it would not go and damage your battery post.
I'm gonna get that too. Thank you very much. Okay, I didn't know about that part. Add some protection, battery protection stuff. Okay, and so what about so why well I better not say that. So on the battery, so the two important areas on the battery is checking the water in the post.
Um, Checking the water is not
Oh,
something off the day's time. I mean, you gotta really be back in the old school looking at some checking water and check. We actually they call it the battery cells,
Okay.
and each cell normally have like 2 volts in it,
Okay.
and we don't really do that. If the battery is bad, we have a tester that we test it with, and what we really test, the battery has voltage in it. Most people, most of us will know, but we actually testing something called a cold cranking amp that we'll be testing because the goal is to start in the cold weather. We know if it's starting in the cold weather, it's going to start in the warm weather. So the cold cranking amps is what we really focus on, not the actual voltage. So let's say you have a 12.5, 12.6 body voltage, which is pretty good normal, but it's a rating of 700 cold cranking amps. Then you put a test on it. And from 700 cranking amps, it end up testing like 350. Most likely it's going to fail, even though you do have the voltage. So it's the amperage that is very important that we look at for testing so that you don't get stuck in cold weather. Now
Oh,
it could be hot weather too, because it can still fail, but I just using cold weather as some. If you look at whoever lived in cold, their body is kind of failing or kind of at this ending stage, most of the time or the most body changes is during the cold time.
okay. 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 Um, yeah, so the battery percent. What about okay, so how often should you change your bricks? That's another area that they either squeeze it. I have a tendency, like, I think that when I'm stopping my car, if I kind of slowly ease my way into it, that my bricks last longer. That's the truth that
But
I'm sticking to it.
well, brakes definitely determine on the driver.
Okay.
Because some people they
See?
really hit the brakes, and sometimes it causes the rotor to get warped or it causes a vibration. Especially when you definitely gonna know when it breaks, it's warped, especially in the front steering wheel. I'm sorry, in the front of the vehicle. The steering wheel, which is the front steering wheel I'm gonna talk on as well, it's gonna shake. So as soon as you hit your brakes, go like this, back and side to side on you, you know that your front brakes with your rotor is warped, is out of round, and it's causing a pulsation. And the steering wheel also, I mean, depends on how bad it is, you actually feel a vibration in the whole front of the vehicle. Depends on how bad the warp is in the rotor. And you definitely do not want to have a mindset of let me go in and just tell people what I want on my car because I feel that's what it is. Why is that? Because if you go to a shop and you say, hey, I just want a tune up, or I just want pads, which is a brake pad put on, I just want a rotor put on, most likely they're going to do it. But they're going to do it under the condition that the customer requests this
Right.
when it may be another issue. So
Yes.
now they go and do it and never fix your issue. You upset because you're
Mhm.
thinking that's what it is, but you was playing mechanic. And you
Because
can't,
somebody else told you
that's
you
correct.
yeah.
That's correct.
So someone told me to ask about the type of bricks. He says he used ceramic.
Right. That's a good break. So the ceramic it's a good brake pad to use. But the thing is with brakes, most like you can most brakes have a squeal after a period of time because the dust gets onto the rotor and on the wheel. You see, actually you've seen wheels, with dirty, it looks dirty from the brakes. Um, I don't have like a particular brake pad to say this is the best to use because if it breaks, it could be squealing your condition you live in the cold, you live at the beach, because what happens is that salt gets on it as well and make it rusted. You live in the cold, same thing as rusted it. I mean, now if you live in Florida in nice warm weather, then you may be good. Unless you live on the sea, then you're in trouble.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So um is it good is it okay, well, I mean, I shouldn't probably do it myself, right? But is it okay to, you go to the car wash to spray your motor?
um
I haven't done it in a long, long time. So
The thing
I was,
is, you don't want to. If you most if you do something like that, you have to at least have the motor running. You don't want to cause any damage yourself. And when you say spray, just to make sure I'm clear, you do not clean the motor yourself, right? I don't too much advise anyone to
I
practice.
don't do it, but I was gonna do it.
I don't too much advise. I mean, if someone is comfortable with doing it, and they're not gonna cause any damage to the wires because there's a lot of electrical component there, and you don't want to cause any damage to
So
anything in the
so how you
engine.
how you clean your engine?
Well, there's some called degreaser. Um,
You
there's
just spray
people,
it and it just
right? It's a
drains
spray,
off by itself.
right? It's a spray, but you got to have the car running too. If you don't have it running, it also could cause a problem. So you could spray it. My thing is, I'm not trying to push a person to individually do it. There's shops that do it. There's I'm not sure in
Yeah,
your area if they
yeah,
do
someone
it.
said someone in the chat said they do it with cold water, not the hot. They
Yeah,
said
yeah, I agree with that. You could do it with cold water. I
you
just I
should.
just know people had issues in doing that, and that's why I'm not going to push somebody who have never done it do it, and then they say, "Well, this guy caused me mess my engine up." you know, so
I ain't
there's
gonna do it.
a fault to it that could happen.
I ain't gonna do it. I was thinking about it though. I was thinking about it. Doing it, doing the engine. Yeah. Air filters.
All right, very important because that air allows the engine to breathe in. That's what allow the air to go inside the intake into the combustion chamber, which then allows the gas, which sprays as a mist. And when the piston goes up, it creates compression. Then the spark comes and then boom, explodes. Then it pushes the piston back down to allow the engine to turn over. So definitely want a good clean air filter so it can have a healthy running engine of the air going inside the cylinder. And also cabin filter too, very important. But the
What kind of
cabin
filter?
filter, right? The cabin filter definitely has. I wish I could pull some stuff on this. A cabin filter definitely do not have nothing to do with the engine. That has something to do with you breathing in the air. So that is inside the car. So that way you can filters the air from the AC blowing on you inside the vehicle. And man, that's very important as far as health wise. Because you don't want a dirty, filthy filter having air blowing on you. I mean, that's definitely not healthy to do that. So you definitely want to be cautious on having their cabin filter change out on a regular basis. Are you? I
You,
might. I should be
you
able to
trying to
share.
share?
Yeah, that's something I want to make a
Hold
share.
on, let's see. You should be able to share.
Uh,
Yeah, you should be able to share.
okay. Well, this. Anyway, I'll just figure out if you have
It's
any
not.
other question. That I'll
It's not
just.
letting you share. Um. Yeah. So I was gonna ask. Let me see. You said cabin cap. You said cabin air. I was trying to figure out if I changed that because I don't remember. I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. I don't think I've seen that before. Where is that located, or where is it normally
It's
located?
normally in the glove box. So some of those you got to take the glove box down, and then you'll able to see a door that you take off, and you'll be able to access it on taking it out. And then on some Fords, it's in the middle of the car on the passenger side, close to where you put your feet sits at, and it's like in the corner that you got to take a door and open it up and then pull it out. But
I'm gonna have
most
to look that up. I've never. I don't think nobody ever asked me to change that before. This is my first time ever hearing that term.
That's definitely important to change.
Cabin air. Let me screenshot that. Somebody put it in the chat. Do you know Late Show? Late Show 42?
No,
He
I'm
should
sorry.
be on the show with you. He talk every time you guys are agreeing in some things. He's sharing in the chat. um. So, uh, oh, so radiator. I
Right.
I
That
I some um. I noticed that some people are able to change their radiator fluid, and some people have to go to the dealer. Did I
right.
say that right?
Now the thing with the radiator, you definitely want to be careful with that because you want to make sure it is not hot, for safety reasons,
Right.
because
Oh yeah,
it
cause it
could
a
cook, it could cook some skin now. You may have an early meal with that radiator,
yeah.
being able to blow up on you if it's hot. So, for changing the fluid, you normally need a machine to do an actual complete radiator flush, what we call it. And I mean, the average person definitely would not have a machine to do it. What they probably would do if they say that they changed the fluid is go underneath the vehicle, probably jack it up and definitely put some jack stands for safety. Go underneath it. Some radiators have a little screw that you could turn, what you call a drain plug, and it drains out. And then they'll add the radiator fluid inside it, which of course is not going to drain all of the radiator and the vehicle, because you still got the engine compartment and stuff like that. So they probably feel, they feel satisfied enough just doing that, just to say that they did something. But there's a machine that you take and you disconnect the radiator hoses and you connect the hoses to the machine, and it pushes the fluid throughout the whole engine block, all around to the radiator and to the hoses, and it pushes the old fluid into the machine while it's new fluid going inside the engine. And that's actually the right way to do it, the complete way to do it, as far as a radiator flush concerned.
Well, I won't be doing any of that. Okay.
I do.
No, I'll bring that one out.
Right.
um.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So I know sometimes. So tell me what. So for preventive. So things that mostly not all women, because we got some they like superpower women. I'm not the superpower girl. Okay. For those of us who are not the superpower girl and would just like to know what are some areas on the vehicle that we definitely need to be mindful of as we um driving, not necessarily just driving, but just be mindful of to keep the vehicle going. So like I said, we know the oil change. Of course, we got that one on lock. But if you had to give us a list, what are some areas we need to pay attention to, and then everything else we need to really call a mechanic certified, um, or go to the dealer.
Well, definitely, I think looking at the tires, making sure that the tires is not too low. And you could take a penny and flip the penny to where the head is exposed and push the penny between the threads of the tire. And if the penny covers the head of it, then you got some threads left on it. But if the head is showing, then it's kind of too low. That's more on the safety issue. Besides the tire, you definitely got to make sure you got gas in the car. You have to make
Hey,
sure.
you must have been looking in my car.
If you don't have gas, I'm sorry, it's not gonna run. It's not gonna stand.
Oh, listen, I always say, as I need me a husband because I definitely need to make sure my vehicle is always filled.
That's definitely important to have. Um, Next thing, I mean, if you get a little savvy with it, you go over check the fluids, the oil. because the oil is definitely by the engine may just shut off and lock up and not run. But normally a light comes on first that indicates that the oil is low, or a light kind of blinks to let you know. Even something the car itself shuts down because it's not trying to get to that point of damaging itself as it running low on oil. Um, and when you check the oil, you definitely want to check it with the vehicle oil. There's an oil dipstick as well that you can pull. Definitely gonna need a rag because you gotta wipe it off and then put it back in. And then you'll be able to look at it and there's markers on it to show the level, showing us a full level or low level that you can look at. Uh, I would not too much advise, the radiator fluid unless it, again it's cold. You do not want to do when it's hot. And there's a coolant tank that will show you the level on it. I was trying to say again. I'm not able to
You
pull
can't
up.
share.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do so I can pull up some
You
pictures.
see the green share screen button
Hold on.
in the middle of the Zoom. It's a green share screen. It says share screen with the green with the arrow box.
I think I.
Oh, that's awesome. You helping your daughter. She's a teen driver. Great. That's beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. Share the show. Offer your advice in the chat. It's greatly appreciated and everything. When you hit the share screen button, then you just hit the application or entire or desktop.
Yeah, I see it. It didn't. That one didn't work. So it didn't support
There you
that.
go. There you go. You just did it.
Yeah, but did it came up?
Yeah.
Because it says on my end, unable to support.
No, it whatever you just did, it was sharing, and then it looks like it went away.
Right. Let me try it again. See if it works.
Oh, you was out of here.
Let's go.
Yeah. There you go. It's sharing. Don't
I didn't
stop
do
it.
it. I just hit it and
And
let
whatever you hit, don't do nothing else after.
it.
There it goes. There.
No, it's saying unable to support. I mean,
Oh,
unable to import. That's what it's saying for some reason. Every time I try to share, it's a PowerPoint I was trying to put on it, and it
do the
kept.
do the do it share the desktop and then go to your PowerPoint. Don't do the application. You want to send it to me and then I share it? In the top left, in the top left of the share box, let me go to share. You should say desktop one, or maybe it says entire screen. Click on that and then go to and then just open up your PowerPoint.
They can do the way you say it. Oh, okay. That's on the share screen. Open preference. Let's see what happens.
Nope. Send it to me.
No, it's still
Hmm?
loading.
Oh, it's still open. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, what's up, Chris? Glad you could join us. Brandon, if you guys have any automotive questions you would like to ask,
I was waiting on you. Hey, I'm a car guy myself. Um, Three rapid, quick questions for you. Ford or Dodge
Is it for pulling something or just regular driving?
for your personal
I think
preference?
Dodge all day.
There you go. I love that. V8 or V8, V8 or V6.
You're looking for muscle? You want me? I mean,
Yeah,
if you're looking for gas, V6. I mean, just driving.
no, I'm just saying for your personal preference, like
I
what
mean,
you like.
I think I'd go V8.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, y'all like
Old
them big boy
school or new?
toys.
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course.
I was gonna be old school, man. If I had to pick it,
All right,
even there's nothing touching old school, brother.
all right. Since you said that, what's your one car that you need to have?
Mm, no, I like Chevy.
Oh snap!
I they got. I always liked the Camaros. I probably would go with a Camaro. I
You
liked
talk
it,
you talk about 1970s,
right? The old.
1969s.
Mm-hmm.
All
I,
right.
I always liked it those.
I think my favorite was a G body Malibu.
It's my book got some power too now.
Yeah,
Well, they
So
got
what
100%.
on that power.
Late Show says 89 Ford 150 still going. D DeSantis said car has a slow start Chevy Silverado. They said 66 was great. They said uh, listen, they thumb down it because they think we're scammers, and there you go again. They
Uh-uh.
mad. They're mad at folks from the Caribbeans. I don't know why. I don't know why they spamming me. Go ahead, y'all.
I have one more question. Why do mechanics overcharge for certain items, for simple items? If I can ask that. So, like for instance, like a light bulb,
You mean as far as the part itself or the label?
a little bit of both, actually.
Um, with the part itself, I definitely don't deal with try to get people parts, but I can understand if they go to the store, all right, cost
Hmm.
gas, they got to look it up for them. And the people don't take the time to do their own research, so somebody else got to do it for them. So I could get it why they trying to gain a little percentage off it. But should they gain a whole lot? No. But something they should, because they put in the time and sweat equity inside looking for them. Now they got to put it in. Of course, everyone gonna try to see if they can make a profit. I never believe in overcharging people. I normally will say, hey, you know what, go to a shop, get a estimate. A lot of shops do courtesy checks. Get a
Hmm.
free estimate, and the estimate for labor may be say $200. Charge the people $100. I mean, half of it or something. Because at the end of the day, you're still making out.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
you definitely wouldn't make no sense charging them 200. You know, 'cause they could go to the shop or even
Right.
180. I mean, that's still crazy because the shop got warranty. You got to at
Right.
least make it enticing.
Right.
Someone asked
Uh,
a question in the chat. Hold on, Brandon. They said 2018 Chevy Silverado, slow start. What should I do? Battery is good.
And the body, it said body is good on it.
sound like your starter.
Yep, that's what this guy. That's what Late Show 42 said. Um, the starter.
Could be starter. Could be injections. Could be.
Now, when they say slow start, does it actually start? That's the next thing. But if it don't start, because it say slow start, didn't say no start. So a starter could be bad and don't do anything. That's a no start. A slow start, I mean, you do have starters when it's going bad, it go like, "Ah," like it going slow, but then afterward, just don't start because it just dies. But slow start, I mean, even though they did say the battery tested good, do it have a drain after a while? Is it something draining the battery? And then, I mean, did they ever had something got to be? any type of starting has to start with the battery.
He said it starts.
Okay, so it starts, but it starts slowly as if dealing with power. So it has the battery got to be some connection, or the starter is starting to die, meaning it's going bad. Because normally after a while, it just didn't start at all.
This Leisha says I'm saying higher amperage starter.
He's seeing higher amperage in the starter.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
what the
so it means the
Leisha.
starter, if the starter is pulling more than it should, that would mean that the starter could be going bad because it's trying to do more than it should. Maybe if it starts up, and keep in mind, he put in there the battery was good. So he's
Yeah,
making me cross out the battery. And
yeah. I
because
guess he got to
he
diagnose.
right, and because he's causing me to cross out the battery by bringing the battery was good, the starter is the only component now, unless a wiring issue. Because if the wire is not connected to ground, like you have a ground for the starter as well, and a positive that runs from the starter to the battery is not connected. Yes, that definitely will cause it as well. So you got to make sure that it's screw on tight. Make sure your grounds are good, even the ground on the battery. Because the battery could be good, but the connector, the terminal connector is not connected right. You got to have the connector on good. I've seen that as well too. When you have a negative cable not tightened, you test the battery, battery's good.
He said
Wow,
yes,
okay.
poor. He said yes, poor ground.
So
Oh, well, somebody else was answering him. Okay, go ahead, Brandon.
Um, my next question is not so much to hurt automotive professionals like yourself. No, seriously, it's not.
hey,
It's
hey,
just I don't
brother,
know if you had these questions before. I mean, what do you see automotive technicians in the future when EV technology and EV cars are coming out? You think that's gonna be
me,
prevalent
I,
still, or do you
very
think they
happy.
have to get
I'm
you
happy
got
you
to
asked the
relearn it?
question because, we even heard the president talking about in 2030, they want 50% of the vehicles to be electronic. So this is a reality, what you're saying. And of course, I've heard it years prior to because I'm in the field. So, brother, being that you have some idea of the old school cars, we started off with carburetors, right? So if you do not update yourself, like how back in the days there are carburetors, from carburetors, that a one port injection. Then from there, you have multi-port injection. You know
Right.
what happens to the old school people, you get wiped out. Because when I went to school to learn this, to trade school, we was on the verge, getting into the multi-port injections, and we actually looked at the carburetor as well. And our teachers like, it make no sense looking at that. We can just give you an idea on how it works, but as far as learning it, that's a thing
Hmm.
in the past.
So you
So
saying automotive technicians have to be up to code
Correct.
to stay alive and make sure their business thrive?
Of course. Now, I mean, of course, it's not going to be Suzanne, all of the, engine cars just go away.
yeah,
Because
because
we still got some carburetor, here and there, not as much, but a little here and there running around. So it's going to probably take, man, maybe 20, 15, 20 years to say it's in the state of the carbureting cars. There's going to be a while, but for those who were in that time period, definitely got to be updated. Definitely have to be up to code. And we don't know how far it's going to go. It may go to a point to where you just pull the car up and the machine deals with it. So you may not even be there anymore.
right. He said four
That's true.
barrel Harley carbs, gas dogs. What
Well, says, let me say something real quick too to the brother because right now they're also doing.
are you gonna send your PowerPoint to me? Go
Well,
ahead. Talk to
you,
Brandon.
you were able to service transmissions. I mean, you can still do it on some cars. Now they make it sealed.
Hmm.
So when something goes wrong with the transmission or certain part of the car, just throw it away. Just
Right.
like brakes, there's certain like you have the master cylinder. Because when I first was learning this, we used to take it apart and service it. You know, it's a primary and secondary piston, wheel cylinder, same thing. We could service it. Now just throw away. So you just imagine as we get electrical cars in place, most of the things that when it goes back, it's no servicing. You just throw it away. That's why I said the machine probably could just zoop, 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 boom, put on and that's it. We don't even need a human to do that.
I mean, it's tough to say you don't need a human touch. I mean, everybody wants a human touch to something.
Right.
I mean, if it's like clothes, if it's like the jewelry or something like that. And I think so when it comes to cars, because I mean, there's people out right now who's taking apart Teslas and seeing how they work and implementing their own batteries and trying to make their own Tesla models or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, do you think auto mechanics in that sense down the line will be obsolete?
Well, brother, remember now, I'm looking at years in the future as I'm speaking.
Right.
We got AI, brother, AI technology. We got AI technology. I mean, these machines, they know what they're doing. I mean, we may not be, have access to this information as a public to have this like cars could drive themselves. These things like space age does when we back in this, a car driving itself.
Hmm.
When you get too close to a car, it hits the brakes. You got sensors in the road, but cars communicate to each other. Be able to take you home. Nah, it's no way. There's no way that's going to happen. Back in the days, but it's happening.
Right.
So I would never say 100% no more human beings. You always got to have someone to oversee something. But I'm pretty sure they can try to make their computers efficient enough to do the work. But of course, there's always breakdown because they're still robots, they're still computers. So you got to
Hmm.
have a human being to oversee stuff to make sure things is going right.
Someone asked, how many
Okay.
miles can you get out of a North Star engine if it's well maintained? What's a North? Sounds like everybody get the joke with me. So
Yeah,
what's a North Star engine?
I don't think they're the best engines.
Right.
You know, I it's like I wouldn't even want to entertain. I mean, I have to entertain based on the person asking it, but I don't want no one feel the good angels either to say let me jump into a non-star car.
What's a North Star car?
I mean, those engines I've seen had a whole lot. They made by
Somebody say a
Chevy,
GM motor.
right? They made by Chevy, GM, all the same thing. They not the best to me. I've seen a lot of issues with them. You know,
So what's the best?
Is that bad?
What,
He has some words. He was like,
so
no, nothing.
what's the best luxury vehicle? I mean, don't go too high. Nah, just
let's say if you want to get something, you could just drive around. I mean, the popular cars we know about Toyota, Camry, Nissan. Um, most of the Japanese cars are pretty good, pretty decent cars, pretty decent
so
cars.
so which one of them folks make um which one make who make the Lexus?
That's Toyota.
Toyota?
And what's crazy about that? You could take a Lexus, right? Have to do a repair, probably but 70% of the time, or even more, it's the exact same part. So you could take a Toyota part that says made by Toyota and put it on a Lexus. But if you get it from Lexus, it may be like $50 more because you're paying for the name. It's a Lexus. But the part is very similar, pretty much the same thing. I mean, you could, switch it too, but why do that when you just pay cheaper for the Toyota?
Who make the Affinity?
It's Infinity.
Oh, it's not like one of the other ones. Oh,
It's like they have like Q35, like
oh.
the brand of it, like it's different brand.
So none. Okay, so Lexus make Toyota. I mean, Toyota make Lexus. Infinity makes his
Like
own.
you have Ford, they make Jaguars.
Oh, Ford make Jaguars.
Yeah.
What about Mercedes?
Same. Mercedes.
They make Mercedes, and
Yeah.
BMW make BMWs.
Yeah, and they and I think the BM make the Coopers, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not if you ever seen that as like a very small vehicle.
It said Nissan makes Infinity.
They
So because I want to get one. That's what Max is. I was
get a
like,
Nissan.
no, I'm mad at them. I wanted to get an Infinity, but I'm mad at Nissan.
You have a Nissan. What
Yes,
is missing?
because my Pathfinder, the radiator leaked into the transmission, and and I had a problem. I was mad because I loved my Pathfinder, but they say they fixed it. They said the new Pathfinders are really good right now. So someone's trying to convince me to just go get another Pathfinder, but my heart is still broken.
Right. I mean, it happens. I mean, that's not their fault per se. That's wear and
It
tear.
is their fault.
Okay. I mean,
Why you yelling at people, Mo? Damn, at least go scare the man. God damn. I'm sorry,
Hey,
brother.
you can tell I was still mad about that. Huh? You better cook some food? Oh, you're not gonna be able to go because we got to go all the way, and we got to go in the afternoon at 2 when time you go to work.
no. Yeah, they're right there. Infinity is a luxury car.
No, we got to go all the way. Oh yeah, I know. Flip it to the morning.
Chill, Mo, they
Yeah.
mute yourself.
Huh?
Yeah, I see what they're saying. Infinity is a luxury car for Nissan. But if you mad at Nissan, then you can't get the Infinity.
I know. That's what I'm. That's why I'm mad.
Right. It is the luxury car for them.
Yeah.
But I know
Huh?
Infinity also make different brands. That's what I think when you say that. They
Yeah.
have different brands of it.
Yeah, they did have a recall, but the recall came so much later. Like after I had the two I had a 2007 Pathfinder at the time. By the time the darn recall stuff came out, they tricked us, boy. They got us good. I'm still mad. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But I do want another vehicle. Well, I like my vehicle I have now, my little GMC Terrain. But I want, yes, I want. I don't have to have it. You know, nothing's wrong with my car. I like it. But I want something. So um I don't want to spend a lot of fuel. So should I just get a Tesla?
I mean, you can spend a
Tesla
few
made
Tesla, right? It's electrical.
Yeah, I don't know
See,
enough.
see, there's another question. Would you ever get a Tesla?
Mhm.
He said,
I mean, right now, me personally,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about it. I'm kind of happy with what I have right now. See, and then the thing is, like, you have like technology is something, man. Because if something goes wrong, you better have a way to jump out the car, do something.
Hmm.
That's all electrical. That's not like how these cars today and the older cars, whereas you have more manual control. So I mean, I have this. I'm gonna let the people get it and let's see how they go. I'm gonna let them go for it first, and because I'm not gonna be no test person in those cars as yet.
Gotcha.
mm,
Um, what would you say is like the number one safe vehicle for like a first time driver?
Brandon got good questions.
Yeah, that's a pretty. I never thought about it as a safe vehicle
A small one.
because I mean, yeah, I could agree with that as far as size concerned, but I don't look at what's a safe vehicle because the person got to be safe.
So let's say if you have a son or daughter and you being
You
a
get him a
mechanic.
Jeep.
Yeah,
No,
right. I was gonna
I
say a
would get
Jeep.
a no. I would like I agree with Mo said. I get a smaller vehicle. I think it's easier to maneuver, to park, you know, to get around, and not something too big. When they turn and they knocking things that don't move, you know, you want to help. I think something small would be pretty decent.
Oh, now somebody made a valid point on the Tesla brain. June from the Shesh Metanetra group. He said if you have a lot of money and can afford the electric bill from charging the Tesla, it's the way to go.
Yeah,
I
right,
ain't think
right.
about it
Right.
charging that Tesla. I won't be getting no Teslas.
True. You gotta look into that.
Yeah, yeah. What's up with your PowerPoint? It's still not working. I told
Like,
you send it to me. I deleted it. I won't keep it.
hold on. Let me get something.
All right. So, so Brandon, you know a lot about vehicles. What's up?
Yeah. Grew up in the South a little bit. My uncles and them. Only thing they did was talk smack and work on cars. Then rotated up towards Chicago. Been working on my own cars since I was like 15.
What?
Yeah. Like probably what 4 years ago, I smacked the deer, ruined my whole front end. So I had to go to the junkyard, take about like what 1500 with me and just piece by piece, just taking off every lug nut. I had to get a brand new radiator. I had to get a brand new bumper, lights, everything, grill, hood, and I just threw it on my car. Um, Probably took me probably like a week to do it. So
Go ahead on with your bad self. What about you,
yeah,
Chris? What you know about vehicles?
I don't think Chris know how to do is ghost ride the whip.
He don't have no mechanic skills. Chris
Nah,
in the cut. He always jump on and then go do something else. Beating a head. What about you guys in the chat? So Brandon, which car you think? Which vehicle you think I should get? I want an SUV. I
okay.
don't want a car. I
Give me a
want
price range. How much you want to pay?
probably no more than. So considering I'm gonna get me a good deal with my veteran discount, go break
Hmm.
it down by 10K. So I do 45. No more than 45.
You want an SUV? You
Mhm.
said probably yeah. Toyota. Um, I don't. I want to say Range Rover. There's some good price ranges for Range Rovers, but like the maintenance on a Range Rover is expensive though. But
Yeah,
like I'm talking about like the baby Range Rovers.
Garfield had a Range Rover, and his Range Rover, it what it was doing, it kind of turned me off from the Range Rover. It's like it's doing some kind of slow down thing. I don't know.
Um, a lot of these Chevy Equinoxes um, are decent. Um, get you a Dodge Durango. Get you one of those what? One of them SIT8 joints with the V8 in it that says Mo on the back. That's it.
No, I want to um I want a Mercedes, Lexus,
Mm-mm,
a
mm-mm.
BMW. He
I mean,
said
you
no, no, and
no,
no.
don't do it. Oh, I mean, you can get what you
What
want.
about
I
a
mean,
Sequoia? Oh, that's too big.
that's gonna be expensive though. Like, let's say something happens to it. You know that
Hmm.
maintenance. You can't jump in the garage and crank it up and tug on the wheel. You got to get like a certain screwdriver, like a star screwdriver to take off all those foreign parts and stuff like that. I mean, and then you got to find the actual part. You can't go to your local AutoZone because they won't have it. You got to order it from the dealer sometimes, or you can go to other websites where you can get it cheaper. But who's to say those fit? So you have to basically take it to a
Brendan,
dealership. Yeah,
Brendan, I'm not doing none of that anyway.
I'm just saying though. That's what I went through when I had to when I was thinking about taking my car to the dealership because I hit a deal. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to junkyard, get a 1500, take off piece by piece to each car I want, put it on myself.
And you did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all are not convincing me. Oh Lord, 150 for an oil change. Okay, I won't be getting a Mercedes. I thought
I
they do
mean,
like
you can probably finagle that because you got a little business, you
eh,
get
no, I like to
you
keep my money, as you can see. My house is only 1,500 square feet. Trust me, when they can't give it up, no money to no bills.
No, I'm just
Okay.
saying, like you get a vehicle that's over 7,000 pounds, and you can use that as your work vehicle plus your personal vehicle. Okay, I'm gonna just leave that alone. Then I see the look.
Yay! Oh, almost,
Right.
almost. It didn't happen. I told you send it to me.
I almost said the
Listen, I want. Okay, all right. So y'all saying don't what? So y'all don't think I should get Lexus either? A little 350? No.
I mean, Lexus is not, bad cars. It's just you,
Okay.
you're looking to spend more of your pocket when it's time to spend.
Okay.
You
Well,
already
okay.
doing
So out of the next level under, right? I want to get I want another vehicle. I want to get another vehicle. I want all the bells and whistles. Which way I should go? No cars. I don't want a car. I want an SUV.
Like like I said, there's a lot of pretty decent cars when it comes to Chevy, Dodge, Jeep, um, Nissan, Toyotas. I mean, like a pretty nice inside. Like I knew there was a you guys were talking about the Infinities. I think it's like a Q15 Infinity truck.
I don't
That's
like that.
nice.
I like
That's
the big
nice.
one. I don't like
Mm,
the little one.
gotcha. Gotcha.
I don't like the little one. That's my
you want
problem.
them to big.
Not really. I just like the big one. Or when you go to the Infinity, I like the big one. Like the Lexus, I like the big one, but then when I rode in the little one, I could do the little one. I don't like, but I don't like the way the seats fold down in the back. I
Mm,
like the seats to be flush, and I wanted three. I wanted captain seats in the
mm.
second row.
How about a Cadillac?
I never looked at those. He said no. What
When
about
the money, I mean,
what
the-
about I like the what did I drive? What did I drive with? In cave? In what did I drive? You know the Acadia. I
Enclave.
like the Enclave. Yes. I drove
Those are
that. They have
nice.
the three rows and they have the captain seats. I really like that vehicle. But looks like y'all gonna make me think a little harder. Good thing I got a little few months before I make a decision. I want some with all the bells and whistles that ride smooth. Oh, look, it's behind you.
hey, that's how life is. I was moving forward.
You so silly.
So this is what I'm talking about when I say it's a cabin filter,
Mm.
right? So as you can see, there's the cabin box on the top left, and they're taking it off so they could take the filter out. The ending is at the ending results of it as the bottom right. That's what I was saying about the cabin filter. That's
Oh,
very important. You should definitely keep your stuff changed because now you're dealing with your health. It's not just necessarily the vehicle concern, but this is your physical body concern now. So that's very important to deal with that.
okay. And I'm looking, and I don't think I've ever taken out a cabin filter before.
Yeah. Sometimes, you might have some allergies or um I mean I'm not sure how far it goes as far as your health. I mean definitely if you're breathing in anything that is not pure as it should be, definitely it's not gonna be a healthy thing to breathe in.
Mm, well, I probably sure got some problems right there. So talk to us. What else do we want to share this evening? Brandon has some more questions. Brandon took off his whole front end. Um, so fuel. You didn't talk about fuel. And should I used to put when I got my oil change, I used to fill up I'd get my oil change, then I'd fill up my truck, and then I would go and put some STP.
Oh, you mean like adjective?
I
Like
guess.
something you added to the fuel?
Hmm.
I mean, I don't. Supposedly,
I
you talking about like a little small bottle, right? And you put in the tank. Is you
yeah.
talking about? Right.
I don't know why well, I know why in my mind I thought that. Don't laugh. I thought I was cleaning. I thought when the oil get clean, that I should be cleaning my fuel too.
I don't. I don't too much take to those things, man. I mean, to me, it sounds good, and supposedly it's supposed to have some type of detergent in it to do what you say. I mean, but those stuff that the fuel already, the gas already have those stuff in it. I don't think it does what they say it supposedly do. And then what studies like what proof you have of it doing that? It's like the
Which
only proof,
and
the only proof you have, you spend some extra money. You got that proof.
well, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh
I
no, you
just
know
I
you
just
know
did
the
it.
money proof because your bank account shows it.
Yeah, I know that. It ain't but $2 and some change.
Uh, That's hilarious.
What do you think, Brandon?
What?
My, I would so every time I change my oil, I
Uh,
would wait to fill up my car and then I would add the STP to it, the little bottle of stuff. Because I thought in my mind that I was cleaning the fuel filter or something.
oh no, no, you just moving out
Y'all
with
just
corrosions. I
y'all
I ain't saying nothing, Mo. I ain't saying
you know
nothing.
how to
I ain't
crush a
saying nothing.
girl dreams, I swear.
No, don't, please. I can't even crush your dreams. Get out of here. Don't say that. Come on now. Come on now.
I thought I was doing something good too.
You was. Yes, you was.
Guess I better save my $2. I'm gonna be saving my $2 now. They ain't doing that. I really did. I ain't even gonna tell you on the fields ever since I've been driving.
No, okay. The goal to it is, I get what the brother of Assembly say corrosion. What it is that supposedly it moves carbon from it because after a while, carbon builds up inside the cylinder, builds up on the valves, and supposedly it helps clean that with the detergent inside it. But the same detergent it has, the gas itself have it. So I mean, what difference is going to do? I mean, if you add a little extra, it's already in it.
Mm.
I don't know. I just did it. I,
Even
I,
some of
I
them
may
say it
have
helps
seen.
clean the injectors as well
I,
too.
I may have seen someone else do it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I've done it too when I didn't know better as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all saw something and figure, okay, this is going to help my car. Let me do it.
Okay. What about your windshield wipers?
I mean, I mean, you know if you need it or not. If you can't see that well, but why do you have it? I
Yeah,
mean,
I should have went changed mine today. I should have went changed mine today, and I didn't.
yeah, unless you're a professional driver or stunt driver, you know, some people feel they can make it through anything. But my goal is always to be safe. I mean, safety is definitely key. You want to make it home safe.
Yeah, that's right. Um, what else you gonna share with us? We extended. Oh, we can't share our love power. We still. Oh, what is that?
You
He
have the
said he gonna find a way to make sure we get this PowerPoint. We he done did up in the background overlay. I ain't mad at you. Shit, that's what I'm talking about. You are over. You just as you are an overachiever. I would have never thought about that.
All right, so this definitely here is an alternator that's in the back of me.
How can
And
I get me some background that look that good? Hell, you done damn took the PowerPoint slides and put them up and still got a good background, and I could.
and
You gonna give me a class? Go ahead.
the alternator, is very important, especially towards the battery. So the goal for the battery is solely starting the vehicle, meaning through the starter, it gives the power to the starter to start the vehicle initially. Then it also helps keeps the memory of the vehicle fast. When you cut the car off, you may have a radio, the computer itself. You want to keep anything that need that very low voltage supply for the memory. So when it starts up, the battery pretty much did the job. Now the alternator that you're seeing in the back of me takes over. And when the alternator takes over, the goal is to keep the battery charged up whilst maintaining all the other functions of the vehicle running. Like you have the AC, you have the radio, you have the lights. Some people may have a TV in the car. So the alternator normally ranges between 13.5 volts. Some goes up to 15 volts. Depends on the vehicle. Now you still want to be careful at first if you decide to check your alternator, because if the manufacturer said that it should be at 13.5, you should not see 15 volts because now it's overcharging and it could burn something up, cause a fire, cause a damage, whatever the case may be, if the wire gets too hot for a very long period of time. Also, if you look at it and it says 13.5 and it says 12.8, 12.5, now you're running off the battery, not the actual alternator. And normally a battery light turns on the dash to let you know the alternator is not doing its job as well. So the alternator is definitely something important in the vehicle for keeping it running.
All right. Go on and get that other next that these backgrounds popping. I'm hating like a mug over here. I'm like, this dude and damn took the slurs and added to the
Right.
background over
They
there.
always believe in
What's that?
you always want to think road safety. That's the number one thing about vehicles, right? Whenever you enter a vehicle, your first thing is safety. You have to think road safety first. I know we don't do it, of course. I know we don't do it. You jump in and you just go when you ride. That's just what it is. But we put that much trust inside these vehicles to take us where we need to go. So we need to put that much time in taking care of these vehicles so that we could get us where we need to go safe. Very important to do that. But you definitely don't want to end up on the side of the road or in the back of a tow truck. You do not want to do that. If it's something okay, so this tire here, right? You see it's a little flat spot on the top
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I'd have put all these stuff in here in the beginning. I haven't even thought about this, but
Yeah, you did a good job. I'm gonna have to do that. I like that.
all right. So there's a flat spot here inside this tire, and you'll have a complaint that every once in a while the tire has a little shake or vibration, as they call it, a rolling or rotation of the tire as you drive. And some people are like, what is going on here? This thing is shaking. So we have something called struts and shocks, right? And what the struts and shocks, like this picture here, what that does, it helps the vehicle itself to be stable as you're driving. So if you hit any bumps or any ditches inside the car, it absorbs it. That's what they call a shock absorbers. So it absorbs it so you as a driver do not have to feel that turbulence outside the car. That's not your business. The shocks or the struts, that's their business. They're going to handle their business so you can have a comfortable, nice, smooth, safe ride. Now, of course, again, you got to keep your maintenance. You got to show the car as it loves you and takes care of you that you love it back. Because if you don't do it, then your tire obviously will be that way, and you have a nice little rough ride to wherever you need to go. So you can find this other. Oh, this here, I think it's important too when we talk about brakes, because you do not want to have any smoke When you hit your brakes and it don't stop, now the tires got to do a little smoking in the back of it as it's skidding. You'll see that the front of the vehicle kind of dipped, right? Now, the skirt, most cars, I can't recall any car have a shock in the front. Normally, trucks has that, but cars have skirts in the front. So, unless if you definitely slamming the brake immediately, then it would dip. I mean, that just, how nature works it with gravity. But if you slam your brakes and it does that on a normal braking, then your front struts is weak. And sometimes it can be leaking. And there's something called a bounce test if it's not leaking, to whereas you press on the car up and down, and then it goes up and down more than once, then you know it's weak. So it should actually go down and then comes up and stay. So it just stays firm. That way you know that it has strength. It's at the struts on it. You definitely want to be strong because it's gonna definitely play a great part in braking. Because it's almost like when you hit the brakes, because you kind of look at it as when you hit brakes is the main factor in it. But when you hit brakes and your strut is not as sturdy as it should be, it's almost throwing the car forward because it's not holding it up. So that way it could be able to brake properly as it should. Let's see if I can find this other one. Yeah, as we was talking about brakes, this is actually how a normal brake system would look here, where you have the rotor, the round disc, right, spoke on earlier, that can have a warpage in it and it will cause a vibration instead of the steering wheel and actually the front of the car. And you have the brake pads that squeezes onto it, which the caliper has a piston that pushes onto it. And again, I definitely always gonna encourage people, the goal on extending your car life, right, is to always remember the theme: maintenance is better than repair. You definitely go to extendyourcarlife.com where we could talk about it. If y'all guys want to, one on one, or want me even to go into any other groups and speak on this, I also do those as well, as a courtesy. And I'm all about safety. So just want me to speak, just do it, no cost. I'm definitely is willing to do that. I'm willing to do that because maintenance is always better than prayer. You do not want your car to do this here to you. You don't want to see a car broken down on the side of the road, and you're trying to figure this out. It ain't much to figure out when it's like that. So you definitely want to maintain the vehicle and have it in a manner where you don't have to worry or have an issue with it. Something I want to, oh, I can find this other one. Yeah, this is important too.
I ain't never been that bad.
This is a part of your lights. They call it. We all know we have hazard lights. Those who drive,
Yeah.
you definitely want to have all your lights working. That's very important. You don't want to drive and the person can't even see you coming down the road, and by the time you reach, all here zoom. He didn't even know what it was. So it's very important to have that going. Although I definitely recommend stuff like a road safety kit, jumper cables. Depends where you live at. Maybe in the cold, you may have like a little rack to take the snow off, a flashlight. Just it's like a tire pressure as well. Check your tire pressure. Something to put your tire, to put air inside your tire as well too. It's very important. We actually spoke about a starter earlier today, which is definitely one of the main components on making sure your car start, along with the battery. Let me move up so people can see that better. So that is how a starter looks. What it does is the starter has some teats on it, and when it gets the power, it engages to a flywheel, and the flywheel helps spins the engine over, so that way the vehicle can start up. So that definitely is a family to the battery, and the battery is a brother or sister to the alternate. They all family. Starter, battery, and alternator, very very close family. So you want to keep that family happy. So if you keep that family happy, oh, they keep you happy when it's time to start up the vehicle. Any of them family gets sad, oh, you're gonna be sad too. So you need to be family with them as well. Y'all work together as friends and family. So I was speaking earlier about the all, which is important. So this is a light that comes on. You do not want to drive your car with this light showing continually. I mean, it's going to come on initially because the car does a test to make sure everything is good. The all sensor sends a signal to the computer to let know that it has the all level. Everything is, at its full capacity and everything is good. Now, if you see a light stays on, please do not drive the vehicle unless you plan on getting a new vehicle. You know, I mean, you just don't drive cars with no oil in it. And this I spoke a little earlier about. This is actually a shock here that I was talking on. The other one I showed was a strut, and this one is a shock. It's that much slimmer, more lighter, and I think it's much easier to deal with when you're dealing with the shocks. Let's see anything else here. Okay, so this is pretty much like a modern, a older version of a dashboard, right? And as you can see, there's some lights on it. Like I said, you don't want a Christmas tree lighting off a dashboard. You want your lights. Of course, and then you start up and run through and it cuts off. So you definitely want to keep your dashboard not lit up. The thing is this: we see the light on. Let's if you feel a pain in your hand, you don't, we say, hey man, we gotta figure this out. Because it's a car, we see the light on, and you're so used to just jumping in it, we still we really still gotta take care of the vehicle. The thing is, it's not that I'm saying this because I'm a professional, certified mechanic. I'm saying this because the same way how your body may have some pain and this could be life threatening to you. So let me get checked up. It's no different in the car. It's your second body. Why do I say that? Because the same way how your first physical body could lead to death, the car could lead to death. They both could lead to death. So we want to always be safe. You don't want to die. You want to live. You want to be able to, have a life with your family. You want to be safe. So it's definitely important when you see things light up on a car, you want to get it checked out. Even if it's something small. Sometimes it may be a check engine light you left, a gas cap loose. So if it's a gas cap loose, tighten the gas cap. Sometimes might see that as well too. And okay, where's that? So this is a basic maintenance as well. Oil change. That's an air filter. You see a spark plug sitting there as well. It's like a very basic maintenance when you want to get your car maintained. Uh, this is a person here putting in a power steering fluid. 'Cause this is the part that actually helps you or assists you in steering the vehicle so where you go with smooth turning left or right. Or you would know when your power steering fluid have problems. Because when you hook that power steering assist, you might turn into Hercules or the Incredible Hulk. You're gonna turn into something. That will be very difficult to turn.
Yes, I drove a vehicle before. Standard and the power steering was horrible. Ooh,
So,
Lord, that was crazy. Trying to focus on the shift and trying to make the turn.
you're gonna grow some new muscles that day. Ain't nobody gotta tell you got a power steering issue.
Exactly. I forgot all about that one.
So this is a much cleaner of how the brake disc look, and then the brake pads on the left side of it. And those who don't know, that's how a battery look with the post. So you have the negative, right, which is the black, be heavier, and there's a negative sign there as well. Sometimes they actually have the letters there, NG for shorten. Then you have the positive on the right. I mean, I'm assuming on your screen it look like it's right. So what's red is the positive, and you have a shorten of the word positive, and you have a plus sign. So definitely, when you jump starting a vehicle, that's important as well too. You do not want to jump start it wrongly, because again, you can cause an issue with the computer, because these cars normally today have a computer that you can burn up, but normally they have like a 50 ohm fuse to protect it. But I mean, why take the chance? The fuse may not blow and stop the power from going to it. You just damage your computer. So definitely you got to know what you're doing when you jump starting a vehicle. And it depends on how it goes. You might even cause a fire doing it.
Mm,
Mm.
okay.
Any question more, Mo,
Oh,
or brother Brandon?
let's see.
I did have two, just two of them.
Okay.
When you're changing your oil, which one is better, synthetic or the regular?
Well, the car itself now today is not really, I'll say, which better. And the way of, I understand how you was asking the question. Normally the cap tells you what should go on it, or the manufacturer specs. If
Mm,
you don't have the money to pay for synthetic all the time, and it is required just to get the regular, it doesn't hurt to get the regular. But if you want the better brand, which is synthetic, you could get the synthetic, but it's not good to switch back and forth, even though you can also get the regular one because it calls for that car. So I think it's more dealing with money plus what the car recommends. Because if it recommends synthetic, you got to get a synthetic. That's what it recommends. But if it don't recommend and you want it, you could get it, but you got to also keep up with it.
okay, okay.
I use synthetic. I get a discount
Look at them, old
Um,
bragging.
though. You go, you go enough, you get a discount too. You do your, you probably do your own, Brandon.
I do actually.
I know.
I'm not paying nobody $85 to change my oil.
See, that's
Why
why I
you
need
underneath
a
it?
man. That's why I need a man.
I can't do that.
I could be
Definitely
saving
keep
up
it to yourself.
a lot of money. Oh my goodness, man.
You know,
Um,
and then sometimes it depends on your vehicle, especially if you're getting regular oil. You can go to a park store and buy 5 quarts of oil, if it takes 5 or 4 quarts of oil and the filter, and that may cost you 30 to $50. Depends on what sale or they may have that day. But you can go to a shop and they use the regular oil and you end up paying $21 parts and labor. So sometimes it's better just to let a shop do it because it's actually cheaper. Now, of course, the reason why it's cheaper because the oil is not where they make their money. It's getting you in the door to look at the brakes. See if you
oh, they offer those extra services.
right, so they can upgrade the sale. So they try their best to keep tires and all change at minimum as they could. So that way, because think if you take off it, the thing is with tires, normally a tire from maintenance standpoint of view can last between 30, 50 miles. Depends on what type the tire. Some tires say 80,000. I actually bought some today for 80,000. Is it really gonna last 80,000? It may not. because again, depends on the weather and all the conditions, stuff like that. But I guess I'm gonna stick with 30 to 50. So around 30 to 50, most likely you're gonna need brakes. Most likely, I could sell you some type of service because service normally start at 30,000 miles. I could sell you an alignment. I could sell you a fuel system cleaner. I mean, it's so much other things that could be sold with it. Maybe wiper blades you might need. Depends if you have a Jeep, front and back, three wipers. So the goal is not to hit you up in a way where you spend so much on oil change, unless if they don't have a choice, meaning this just the type of oil you take. But the cheaper they could go on oil change, that entices you to come to them versus over there. Now they got you for the other stuff they could be able to do business with you with.
Mm, yep, I could see that because they be asking me when it happens. Okay. You had some more slides you wanted to share. I gotta
Um,
fix this because I want to see you do your presentation and
well, yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
do
I
screen
can help.
reader next
I can help.
time.
Well, what we can help to do, sis, is
You,
probably come on it and let me
oh yeah,
right play with it, and then I can actually really
yeah,
do a presentation with it. I have no issue doing that there. I
yeah,
definitely do that because the thing is, again, I'm doing this because I've had a lot, especially a lot of women, men as well, of course, don't some don't have the knowledge, but more women has came in, just got taken for, end up buying lemons, and they'll be like, "Hey, brother, could you check this out for me?" Or could you guide me? Or some help men, they look in the auto trader and they'll read what the person write and they'll send me the message. And based on what they write, because I understand the lingo on, depends on how you message your thing. I know that you're trying to sell them. When I say sell them something, this is not a good car. Like why would you try to sell it so hard when the car is good? Because you're not going to push it in that way when you know you got a good product. Good products, you don't have to do much. Not saying you shouldn't advertise, but good products sell for itself. So I definitely do that and helping people out in that. And if people, they may not be where I'm at in Florida, they may be in New York. It doesn't matter where you're at, because at the end of the day, if you go to a shop and you need advice, you need help, this is the internet. I mean, you hit me up, give me a call, email, go on the website. We go do a free consultation so I could be able to speak to and say, hey, what are you doing? Or I make it look at it to where I can get you better price. Or like you say, Sister Mo, it's like this is why I need a husband. There are a lot of single women out there. They just may not be comfortable, and they can hit me up and say, well, let me go speak for your affairs. A shop could charge you $1,000. Okay, $1,000. Well, what's wrong with the vehicle? Well, she need brakes, she need rotors, she need brake fluid flush, she need coolant flush, she need all these other things when you really don't need all of them. You may only need three out of the seven that you said. Versus spending $1,000, I can help save you, and I'm probably spending $600 or $500 because you don't understand the lingo of it. And as a woman, and I get it, you're very concerned because you're concerned of your safety. You're concerned of your kids' safety as well. You definitely do not want to be stuck and put yourself in a position where it is not healthy to be in with you and your kids. So you definitely want to just do whatever they tell you because you just build trust. And then one of the key things that most men who of maturity definitely selling their field understands is that women buy off relationship. Once a woman feels she has a relationship with you,
yep.
you pretty much could push anything on her. So these type of stuff I look at to make sure that you don't get taken advantage of.
I'm telling all the secrets. Telling all the secrets. You hear me?
Yeah, I mean the thing is, you can help us. You can help something. She knows she don't need it. He knows she don't need it. But because she feel comfortable with him, oh, I just do it.
Spend all your money.
Oh yeah.
Give them another tip because I swear they don't listen. Okay. Any last questions, Brandon? Y'all know I do a live 6 o'clock workout in the morning, so I
I'm
can't play
sorry,
all.
Mo. I got one more. I got one more.
That's fine. I can't
And
play all night, so I'll make sure everybody likes and subscribe to the channel. Okay, go ahead, Brandon.
so let's say if your transmission goes out, right?
Right.
Is it just better to scrap the whole vehicle or get the transmission fixed, depending on what vehicle it is?
Right. So it was me and the transmissions. Now, when you say gold, you mean like just nothing, or is it slipping? Because let me answer both. If it is slipping, there's things you could put in the transmission that you could get at the power store. They have like they sell several different stuff, and I definitely would try that first. Some you could try and you run it for like around like for 30 minutes or so, so we could get into it, and it may work. Now, what I look at it in a sense of this is a forever vehicle, probably not, because it might work for a year, it might work for a couple of months. You know, I would just use it probably every so often. Now, if the transmission just totally not doing anything at all, definitely depends on what type of vehicle it is, because the cost of the repair may not make any sense. You definitely don't want to put yourself in anything that's costing you more money versus keeping it, because you don't want to have a car that worth $1,500 and transmission costs you $2,000-3,000. You might just get another vehicle.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all you got, Brandon. You got anything else?
No, no, I'm gonna go ahead and let you get your sleep. I see you snugged up over there with
Yes.
your snuggie. You got a snuggie on deck. It's right next to it. You see it?
See, we normally start at 6, but just as wanted to start at 8. So them 2 hours, y'all missed out on. I listen. I totally appreciate you participating and joining us this evening. I, I, I gotta yeah, we can go over how to get the sharing going. If not, then I could do it on StreamYard next time. But I definitely want to do this again because I want to see your whole little deal.
Right.
Um,
Definitely works great on probably
StreamYard.
man. But I definitely want to we can practice on this as well too to
Yeah.
see how that works, because with the slides, I mean, it's really great the stuff how my presentation is with it, and
I'm
then
I'm sure you
with the book as well that I have.
I'm sure you got a whole you done put the slides up behind you in virtual background. Listen, I can't even get my virtual background to act right. And I got the green screens and everything. So when you practice your share screen, you're gonna teach me how to be jazzy like you because you got it going on. I'll be hating on y'all. I'll pay you if I have to. I need I need to step my game up so I give me some subscribers. I've been sitting at 758 for a very long time. So, okay, you guys. Sorry, we're not talking about any stocks tonight. Y'all get no free tips tonight, baby. Y'all better be in class tomorrow with Brett after the podium. Make sure you guys inbox them to get in class, learn some investments, learn where to put your money, cash producing assets. So we're not gonna give y'all no tips this evening, not tonight. Y'all gonna learn about how to extend your car life.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We want you guys to keep your car because they didn't already discourage me to get my little luxury vehicle. I'm gonna have to get something else.
Just like they say, cash is king, maintenance is king.
Yes, you got me on that one. I was like, okay, I don't need that. I think I just better stick with like a Forerunner limited or something like that, or something. I don't know. So I'll figure something out. But it's gonna be. I gotta have all the bells and whistles if I can't get the next one up.
Watch, Mo gonna get a G wagon.
No, no. Oh, what about a Since you said a wagon, what about a Volkswagen, a Volvo?
I never really seen much them coming. as far as repair concerned. So they,
Oh,
they're pretty decent cars, but the issue sometimes is finding the parts when it's time
okay.
to repair, and it is a little pricey. But I'm saying, but as far as how they last, is they last pretty decent. But when it's time, it's time. You know, it ain't no little bit of time. It's time to make spend some money. Now,
What
if
about
you
the kids? The kids.
kids, well, I think kids got like what 100,000 mile warranty on it, and there's a reason why they have that because they understand what type of vehicle it is. So if you get lucky, you can have a kid that probably could last that long. Some people change transmission, like the brother mentioned
Oh,
transmission on the
mhm,
kids. They change it like 2 or 3 times. Now the
mhm.
only good thing is it's under warranty within the 100,000 mile they changing it.
What about the Mazda?
I think Mazda are pretty decent vehicles. I don't see much going on with Mazdas. Besides, of course, every car with dealing with the oil change and tires and this maintenance stuff, wear and tear. But Mazda's pretty decent cars. I don't really
Okay.
see anything.
All right. I gotta go think about my list. Okay, we gonna revisit in 2 weeks. Next week I have to do another brother. Um, we'll revisit in 2 weeks. I should be ready for you.
All
I'm
right, so
going.
I
I'm
definitely
going to do my.
appreciate it.
Yep.
And
I'm going to do
definitely,
my vehicle research for you and
yeah,
Brandon.
that's what I'm saying. Bring it, sis. I mean, we're gonna bring the best out of me. I mean,
Yep.
I did this. I live this. I didn't just study it. I live it. This
Yep.
is what I do.
All right. I'm
So
with it. I'm not getting no Tesla until 2030. Sorry, say get to. Sorry, say he got to use NASA rocket for me for sale. He want to sell it. Sorry, it's very funny. Yeah, you guys make sure you guys subscribe. Subscribe to just wait. What's your YouTube channel? Is it just us or is it Automotive?
extend your car life. Um,
That's
it's
your
just
YouTube channel.
yes, extend it.
Oh,
But I just do want to need it automotive talk so they can
okay,
understand. We talk about
okay,
automotive with extending car life, but the
okay.
channel is called Extend Your Car Life for the
It's,
YouTube.
all
And
right.
that's just it's Jesus TV 33. That's something different I do with that channel, dealing with the consciousness and subconscious, you know, bettering the person to seeing value to life and stuff.
Okay. Okay, that works out. Brandon, why you got your mic up? What you about to say?
Oh God, look at that, trying to get me off why you got your mic up? Turn it off. Nah, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. You really did give me some more insight on what's to come. So thank you.
And I appreciate you too, brother, for the question and the information that you give. I really, really appreciate you. And I also appreciate you, Sister Mo, for giving this opportunity, to speak, to your audience and those that definitely take the time to listen and be a part of it. And I'm always willing to go even further. The more you ask, the more you dig, the more you receive.
I'm going to do my research. I'll be ready for you and Brandon next time.
All right, sis.
All right. Peace. You guys have a good night. Thank you guys